Hey guys, this is Samir for Think Digit, and today we have with us the Xolo X1000. For 20,000 rupees, this is a smartphone with a slight difference. It is powered by the Intel Atom chipset clocked in at 2 GHz with hyper-threading. It also runs on Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich. Does it have enough to be worth a 20,000 rupee smartphone? We find out. At a first glance, the Xolo X1000 is a good looking phone. It's as beautiful a phone as the Nexus 4. The front of the smartphone is very clean with only the camera and no physical buttons. The glass on the display too is curved, giving it a very Nexus 4-ish finish. The left of the smartphone houses the volume rocker and the top has the headphones jack. The rear of the smartphone has a rubberized finish which adds to the grip and feels really good in one's hand. It gives the device a premium finish. The rear also houses the 8 megapixel camera with a flash. The Xolo X1000 has a unibody design, which means that you have no access to the battery. The bottom panel of the smartphone where the micro USB port rests is removable. This is where you can insert the SIM card and the micro SD card slot. The design and build of the Xolo X1000 is quite impressive when compared to the competing smartphones in the same price range. The only disadvantage is that users don't have access to the battery, which means that in case you need to replace it on the go, it's not possible. In terms of its specifications, the Xolo X1000 runs on a single-core 2 GHz Intel Atom Z2480 processor with hyper-threading. It also has a PowerVR SGX540 GPU and 1 GB of RAM. The display is 4.7 inches with a 720p HD resolution. The rear has an 8 megapixel camera and the front has a 1.3 megapixel camera for video chatting. The smartphone also has 8 GB of built-in storage expandable up to 32 GB via micro SD card. The entire package is powered by a 1900 mAh battery. The OS on the smartphone is lightly skinned. You have the back, home, menu and multitasking buttons as always present at the bottom of the display. The X1000 runs on Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich straight out of the box, and Xolo says that the 4.1 update will be out soon. It's a little disappointing to see that the smartphone does not run on Jelly Bean. In terms of its performance, the X1000 is really smooth. The display is a treat to work on. The touchscreen feels really smooth to swipe and type on. The video playback on the display too is very smooth and the viewing angles are good. The brightness on the display when set to maximum too makes the colors look really vibrant. The audio output from the onboard speaker is nice, at par with other 20,000 rupee smartphones if not better. The only drawback to the smartphone is that some apps may crash due to the chipset architecture. While we tried to spend quite some time searching for apps which would crash on the device, the only free app we came across was Real Racing 3. This is the only app that crashed the device and made it reboot. For everyday activities and multitasking, the X1000 is a very smooth device to work on. The call quality on the smartphone too is really good. The camera on the X1000, however, is a little disappointing. There is a lot of noise even if the scenario is well lit, and this is a bad thing. With average everyday use of making calls, texting and some social networking, the device has the potential to last through the day with ease. In our continuous video playback test, the X1000 had full brightness and full volume and lasted for a little over 5 hours. For Rs 20,000, it's very easy to recommend the Xolo X1000 for the features it brings on the table. On the disadvantage, it runs on Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich in a day and age when Jelly Bean is populating the smartphones. The camera on the smartphone too isn't the best. We've seen better cameras elsewhere. What it does bring, however, is fantastic build, a display to die for and a very smooth touch interface. The overall performance of the smartphone too is very smooth. We faced very little lag and multitasking capabilities too were nice. At Digit, we give the Xolo X1000 a 4 out of 5.